Hey everybody, thanks for checking out my latest video. I'm going to do a quick preview of the Genesis Scottish Open, which starts basically tonight at 2 a.m. I believe because of the time change. And I have a sort of a chest congestion cold, so I'm going to try to make this quick. I'm not feeling great. Um, so this tournament has a really good field this year. It's like a precursor to the U.S. The British Open, the Open. A lot of people I think are going over there preparing for that. But if you look at the last couple of years, even though there's a ton of Euro golfers on the World Tour and on the that are coming over anyway, they didn't do fantastic last year. Fleetwood came in, Fitzpatrick, Jamie Donaldson, a couple of Euros there, but they didn't dominate. I mean, Xander, Kitayama, Kim, Cantley, Tringal, and Wu in the top six. I don't know if the year before on this particular PGA page, but I'll just show you some of a little recap of last week and some of what's going on this week. I didn't do good on the tournament last week. What was that? The Rocket Mortgage. That was probably my worst DFS week in a little bit. But it primarily just came from having the combination of the cuts missing. But it's my worst DFS week in a while, because the week before I had a golfer miss the cut and finished 400th in the big $25 tournament. So that just shows you. But when I'm looking at the golfers I was overweight, there were about 5 that missed the cut and 4 finished top 20. But I was overweight Straka, Todd, Poston, and Power. So that's pretty high finishers, and Svensson and Hostler. I was overweight those, so that's encouraging. The ones I was underweight was about the same, kind of like the week before. It's not showing a huge bias one way or the other, really. Slightly better, actually. 5 missed the cut, but then you had 5 in the top 20. Glover, Yeager, McCarthy, Schenk, and Sig that came in. So on that, then I gave out like 3 model lineups last week. This was really my big problem in general, was that the 3 most owned players I had were Henry, Grillo, and Nick Taylor, and these 2 missed the cut, and he finished 35th. So when that happens, it's going to be hard to cash big. But that being said, I probably had 60 to 80 lineups, so definitely could have. And again, 2 weeks ago, basically, or 3 weeks ago, I hit first place for $50,000 in the $5 150 max entry on DraftKings. That lineup did have Glover finish high. Second lineup I gave out was McCarthy finished high, Straka, but then had 2 miss the cut. This lineup actually was insane, and I don't even think I entered this one, which I always do that when I create these little lineups to show on my YouTube. I don't think I entered this one because I would have noticed it. But this one would have won the tournament if you had a different guy in for KH Lee there. Schenk, Cam Young, Hubbard, Todd, and Hardy. Look at those finishes, I believe. But the chalk lineup, basically it was based on RotoWire's projected ownership. Something like this would have been a chalk lineup. Henley, Yeager, Smalley, Glover, Dillon, Moon, Carson Young, and 2 of those missed the cut. 3 of those finished top 15, so that didn't do that great either. So this week, this was my best team last week. It finished 2,700 out of 60,000. It was a $5 one. Cam Young, Kirk, On, Sargent, Yu, and Lashley. Pretty low ownership, but only 4 guys top 21. I did have a good amount of Todd and Straka, as I said, but not in the right combination, obviously. This was the winning lineup of that tournament. So I actually lost some of my ownership data and projections from last week. I somehow deleted it off my spreadsheet, but the winning lineup was Aberg, Smalley, Straka, Hubbard, Todd, and Sig. Somewhat chalk, but not huge. A couple guys under 10%. But look at where these finished. 1, 2, 2, 4, 6, 13. And I was just looking as far as my most overowned and underowned. I was overweight Straka and Todd, underweight Sig. Okay, so for this week, there's reasons to like so many of the big names. Scheffler, McIlroy, Cantley, Schauffele, not quite as much Hovland, but Hatton, Fowler, Fitzpatrick, Fleetwood. that right there is basically a big 9, and there's reasons to like all of them quite a bit. Scheffler is extremely expensive at 11,600. It's very hard to make a lineup. It's really hard to make a lineup with him and Rory both. You have to go into 6,000s for all your guys. Cantlay's a relative bargain. Now, if you look here, Schauffele won this tournament in the year before he finished 10th. Matt Fitzpatrick came in 6th and 2nd. A lot of these guys had good finishes. So there's reasons to like all of them. You know, of course, Fitzpatrick, Fleetwood, Hatton, Rory have a sort of a home advantage playing in Scotland. Also, I think to some degree, Rose, Lowry, and there's a whole bunch of Euros in the 7,000s and below that are worth putting into lineups. But as where it stands now, here's the guys I'm underweight, just because some of these are projected very, very high, such as Scheffler, Hatton, and Aberg. A little bit underrate Rory, Kevin Yu, Spieth, On, Brandon Wu, Rogers, Paul, French, Taryn, and Bramlett. Ones I'm overweight, Rose, this is DraftKings, Rose, McIntyre, Burns, Connors, Im, Harmon, Herbert, Power, Detry, Homa, Thigala, Noren, and Perez. The chalk lineup based on the projections would be something like this: Scheffler, Aberg, Rye, Fox, Bjork, and Detry, something like that at 87% when you add up all the ownership. I mean, there's other combinations as well, but such as one with Hatton. But I made a few sample lineups here. I don't think I entered these exact ones either. I entered variations of them because I've already put in so many lineups. I have probably 80 lineups going between the $5, the $3, and the $25, and some single entries. But these are guys that I think are better values, or are values basically. Excuse me. The thing with Justin Thomas and Homa is they've been in terrible form. They're very cheap on there though. It's hard to like them. Same thing with Sungjae Im. Kitayama has done really well in this tournament, and he's been horrible lately, but he can win tournaments. So this lineup is McIlroy, Burns, Thomas, Kitayama, Moronk, and Thigala, and low ownership. 4 of them under 10%, 49.9. Another lineup, I might say I like this one better, the third one as well, but these are just sort of going down from some elite players. Hovland, Rose, Connors, Scott, Smalley, and Fox. I don't particularly like Fox that much, but this one is a little more chalky. The Hovland one would be the issue. If you have 100, you could put Fitzpatrick in there on that one, or swap out Fox. Third one is going a little more with the Euro angle. And this one's fairly chalky as well, but you still have guys like Brian Harmon, Herbert, and McIntyre. Fitzpatrick, Fleetwood, Rye, who won this tournament 2 years ago, I believe. Harmon, Herbert, McIntyre. All right, so good luck. Hopefully we'll hit something this week, something good. Getting those right combinations. I took a lot of guys once, including guys in the 6,000s and low 7s, moving up. I'd say some of the best bargains. Clark, Wyndham, Clark, and Homa. Hovland, Hatton, Fowler, really all of them. Burns and Thomas, Corey Connors, Kitayama, Moronk, Thigala, Fox, Harmon, McIntyre. Alex Noren's another one too. He's been playing well lately. By the way, you really generally want to focus on the guys who are 100 to 1 or less in the win odds. They've been coming in a lot. And so that takes you down to like Gary Woodland, including Cole, Cam Davis, Rasmus Højgaard, Power, McIntyre, Herbert, Harmon. It's not Herbert. It's not Aberg, is it? It's Herbert. Rye, Fox, Thigala, Moronk, Smalley, Kitayama, Scott, M, Connors, Minwoo Lee. He may come in very high in this. Kim, Thomas, Burns, Lowry, Rose, Homa, Clark, Spieth, Fleetwood, Fitzpatrick, Fowler, etc. All right, so good luck, and hopefully we'll hit something this week. And please subscribe to my channel and like the videos so they can be seen by more people. All right, have a good one.